the first video cut off, and I think we just got to the point where I was just getting this cable to come through. Now we have to get the cable back through the gearbox and the CMOS array housing, and it'll only orientate one way. And as you can see where the two cables are coming up through here, you can see where the connectors are. So the two holes are going to be here and here. Now, because this cable for the fine focus motor is quite shorter and this one's longer, it really is difficult to get them in. So what I suggest to do is to get I've attached two cables, and hopefully my tape glue is sticky enough. Now, one word of caution: I always stick the sticky on the opposite side of the contacts. I don't want to get the glue onto the contact side, so I always put it on the other side. And I'm hoping then I can just easily feed this one through first. That's going to go through the small orifice there. Let's get that through. And I'm using some very light flexible wire. And then obviously again with this cable, it's been, now one thing to note, don't make the cable tie or the tape any wider than the cable, because you want the tape to go through the hole or the orifice as well. Get that one through there, and then once you've pretty much got them equal sort of length away, you can then bring it towards the orifice. Needs a bit of persuading. That's going to come around that side. It's not always the best. Come on, there we go. Bring that towards there. Bring that one through. That's that fella through. This one always is a bit more of a handful. See why that's causing me grief there. Let's have a look and see why that is. That standoff is always a pain in the butt. Try and push that cable through. So I'm going to get that one through first, really, ideally. Oh, she really is snagging. There we go. So, oh, and the cable just come off just at the right time. Let's see if I can get this one back through again. Oh, what a result. Now, before I do anything, I'm going to make sure that this is orientated correctly. Make sure that's not snagged. I can get that down afterwards. And that's where she sits. Now I need to get this cable, see if she will actually nicely fold back down, and she does. So long as that she moves freely up and down, you're laughing. There we go. And then gently remove the tape from the ends. Oops. It says gently. Don't need that. Now, I'll leave that one in situ for the minute. What I want to do is I don't want this one to spring back in, so I'm going to put this fine focus motor back under the shoulder guide, remove the tape like so, and then I'm going to place it back into the holder so I won't lose it back underneath. Notice I haven't put the screws back in yet, just in case I do lose them. Tape on a bit of fingers there. And she should just push in nicely. A bit more perhaps. And that's in there. Not sure where you can see that, but that's definitely in there. Yep. Now, we are still orientated in the correct way. down, feed him through those shoulder guides. I don't know what they're actually called. I think the shoulder guide sounds good to me. And make sure it gets flat. I need that cable to sit on its pip as well. That's extra. Get him in there. Get him in there and get onto that pip. Oh, there we go. There she is. You could probably hear that. Just pip. And then, now since they're in situ, I might want to actually put one of these 3 retaining bolts back in, those screws, which I'm going to do now, just to save it dropping if I'm manhandling it. Let's get one of those in. I'm going to get that, not that one. It's a bit, just want to make sure that's sitting in right. Hang on a sec. Yeah, it shouldn't rotate at all. That's it. It's set down nice and flat. Get that in. I'm looking at the under the magnifier so I can see what it is I'm doing. It's going in there nicely. I've got to put a bit of little strength on this because the screw head isn't very good. A bit of tape again. And the other one's here. Yep. That's the fellow. Put that one in. And then the other one. Over to here. That screw head looks a lot bigger than the others. Which one that is? I'm sure it's the right one there. That's that one. Let's try this. Oh, it looks the same. There you go. Nope. It doesn't like that one either. It's a bit long, that one, isn't it? I think it is longer. This is why you need to separate them all out, I guess. Even, you know? This one should be, this one's definitely going in. Yes. That's a lot better. Right, that's nice and tight. That's nice and tight. This one too. There we are. And now I'm going to get this cable into the receptacle. And don't forget, I have to close this one up as well. Let's get this in nice straight. It is open, isn't it? Yeah, just check that's open. Yes, it is. Very, very careful with this, the closing the clamp on this one, because she will easily pop off the connector. And you'll have to do some just to ensure this is connected. Maybe my fingers might be a bit better. Get it started. At least. Come on. There we are. You can tell when it goes in because it feels nice. There we are. You can see the brown has disappeared from the back, and then gently clamp that down. And that's it. Make sure she's under the shoulder clamp. It's on the pip. And then we're good to go. So now the sugar test is I really want to actually extend this out while she's in this position here, and make sure that cable won't get stressed. So we'll just have to hold this here. See, she's coming out. Yeah, she's coming out. A bit more. And there she goes. All the way out. Yep. Now, she's not dropping down on her own. She might, if I had a very, very slight motor turn on that. Not sticking. She's dropping under her own weight. There we go. If I take it all the way to the top mechanically, like so. Now, if I just try and turn that very, very, with minimal force, will she turn? Yeah, I can see that turning a little bit. So imagine the motor, the resistance of the motor. I mean, that's quite fine. She's going to drop in a minute. Ooh. Yeah, very, very small amounts I'm doing. Yeah. Then obviously as she gets onto the more vertical parts of the races, she just falls. Yeah, I'm hardly touching that at all. If I rotate that around, you might be able to see the gear move. Turn the lighting a bit. You see that? What you're looking at is in here. In here. Where is it? Inside here. See if you can see that gear. Maybe if I get my other torch and see if you can put some incident lighting on it for you. So, oh, you might be able to see that. No, yes. Right, see, as I turn that, see, she's all the way down now, and as I turn it very slightly, very hardly anything there at all, as she wants to go. Oh, and as she approaches this bit here, which is more vertical, she will drop. But I can imagine the motor trying to drive this. There's no resistance there now, and all I've done is clean up the racers. Ooh, and there we go. And so, yeah, I don't think there's. I'll give it another test. Bring that back out again. Let's take the light off for a minute. Do it again. So I'll hold this. Right. As you can see, remember we had that before when you heard that little click. Well, it would never normally drive out like that, but let's just turn this again. Oh yeah, so she's very, that's it, she's not mechanically, I mean, as you saw, I really wellied it out there a bit. It's very, very just tiny. Hardly anything I'm putting on that is turning, hardly anything. Whoop. So imagine if that, it's going to go again. Yep. Okay, so I think with that, I'm going to get this back into situ now, and just to save you the pain of having to look, I'm just going to put this back into the body of the camera here. Yeah, so just to continue this bit on. I'm quite happy with the lens mechanism, and so I'm going to get it back into the body of the camera. Obviously reassemble the gearbox, necessarily putting the 3 gears back in and putting the top plate on and connecting all cables. And with the back plates here, I'll give you a few tips of what you can do to save you a bit of time when reassembling this to test the camera out. And the next video I'll take you through reassembling the camera and give it a test. One test to do is to put it into the scene mode with the moon, and by pressing or get it into the moon option. And one way to test the full extension of the zoom quickly is by pushing the OK when in the moon mode, because it goes out to full 83 times optical zoom. And if that works repeatedly, then we can say it's a result. So I'll be showing us in part 3. Okay, many thanks for watching, and yeah, look forward to part 3. Thank you very much, and goodbye.